A routine that can change everything. Beyond limits, every day, millions of people wake up feeling trapped in a cycle they can't break. They work tirelessly, chase money, dream of luxury, yet never seem to get ahead. They wonder why success seems to favor a select few while others struggle, stuck in financial stress and emotional exhaustion. But what if I told you that your daily routine, what you do when no one is watching, is the single greatest factor determining whether you will thrive or remain stuck? The Bible makes it clear, success is not about luck, nor is it about how much money you have in the bank today. It's about principles, discipline, and most importantly, a foundation rooted in God. Proverbs 21:5 states, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty." Did you catch that? Diligence leads to abundance. Impulsiveness leads to poverty. That means that your financial future, your personal growth, and even the level of peace you experience are not controlled by circumstances. They are controlled by the patterns you choose to live by. Patterns determine prosperity. Patterns determine progress. And right now, the pattern of your life is leading you somewhere, whether you realize it or not. Some people will hear this and dismiss it. They'll keep doing what they've always done, believing that one day something miraculous will happen and their lives will change overnight. But that's not how it works. Even miracles in the Bible were tied to obedience. God rewards those who act in faith, those who prepare, those who walk in wisdom. If you're tired of seeing others succeed while you struggle, if you're tired of worrying about money, if you feel like you're capable of more but can't seem to break through, then listen closely, because this is for you. Stay with me until the end, because today you're going to discover how a biblical-based routine can transform your life in ways you never imagined. Not just spiritually, but financially, emotionally, and even physically. And if you're serious about change, take a moment right now. Subscribe to this channel. Here we go deep into the truths that most people overlook, the truths that lead to real breakthroughs. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Is your routine building you up or tearing you down? Most people don't realize that their daily habits are either setting them up for success or leading them toward failure. They wake up, scroll through their phones, rush through their mornings, and barely give God a moment of their time. Then they wonder why life feels chaotic. They struggle with money, stress over their future, and feel disconnected from true purpose. But here's a hard truth. Your routine is a prophecy about your future. Look at your life right now. The way you handle your time, the way you spend your money, the way you pursue wisdom. All of it is constructing the person you are becoming. The Bible is clear. Galatians 6:7 says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap." You are planting seeds daily through your habits, whether you realize it or not. The problem is that most people plant seeds of distraction, inconsistency, and procrastination, but expect a harvest of success and financial breakthrough. It doesn't work that way. Think about Daniel. He had a routine of prayer and devotion to God 3 times a day without fail. Even when it put his life at risk, he remained consistent. And what happened? He was elevated to the highest positions of power. Why? Because a disciplined life produces divine promotion. Or take Joseph, betrayed by his own family, sold into slavery and thrown into prison. He had every reason to be bitter, to give up, to blame God. But instead, he remained faithful, worked with excellence, and stayed committed to the process. And what happened? In one day, he was elevated from prison to the palace. One day changed his life, but it was years of discipline that prepared him for that moment. Now, let's talk about you. Imagine you want financial stability, but your routine consists of impulse spending, ignoring wise counsel, and avoiding discipline. Or maybe you want to grow spiritually, but you never set time aside for prayer, worship, or studying the Word. Do you see the contradiction? You cannot expect a different result while maintaining the same habits. So here's a challenge. Take an honest look at your daily routine. Is it moving you closer to God, wisdom, and financial growth? Or is it slowly draining your potential? Drop a comment below and type, "I choose wisdom," if you're ready to break out of destructive patterns and start walking in a routine that builds success. I'll be going through the comments and giving a heart to each one. The first step to a life-changing routine. Most people believe that if they had more money, a better opportunity, or the right connections, their lives would change. But the truth is, before external success happens, internal transformation must take place. If you don't change the way you live daily, no amount of money or success will fix the root problem. We see this truth in the Bible over and over again. The people who experienced real breakthrough, financially, spiritually, and emotionally, were those who lived by principles, not just emotions. Take a moment and ask yourself, are you living by discipline or by desire? Desire is fleeting. It's why people say, "I want to be financially free," yet continue wasting money on things that add no real value. It's why they say, "I want to be closer to God," yet they spend hours consuming meaningless content but have no time for prayer or studying the Word. Discipline, on the other hand, is what separates those who say they want a different life from those who actually create one. Proverbs 13:4 says, "The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied." Notice something. Both the lazy and the diligent have desires, but only one sees results. Think about King Solomon, one of the richest men to ever live. His wealth was unimaginable, gold, silver, land, and luxury beyond measure. But Solomon didn't start with money. He started with wisdom. When God asked him what he wanted, he didn't ask for money or power. He asked for wisdom, and because of that, God blessed him with both riches and influence. 1 Kings 3:11-13. That alone should change the way you think. Because many people chase after money, but they lack the wisdom to manage it. That's why they get into debt. That's why they make poor financial decisions. That's why no matter how much they earn, they never feel like they have enough. But here's the first step to changing your routine and your life. Seek wisdom above all else. It's not about how much money you have. It's about how you manage what you have. It's about how you plan, how you work, how you think, and how you align your life with the principles of God. If you wake up every day without a clear focus, if you don't have a structured plan for your growth, financially, spiritually, or personally, you are living by default, not by design. And if you don't design your life, life will design it for you. That's why the first step in a winning routine is to start your day with God. Before you check your phone, before you dive into work, before you let distractions steal your focus, give God your first moments. Jesus, the Son of God, had a habit of waking up early to pray. Mark 1:35. If even he needed time alone with the Father to gain clarity and strength, how much more do we? The world teaches that success comes from grinding harder, pushing more, and chasing after money at all costs. But biblical success comes from something deeper. It comes from alignment with God. A wealthy person without peace is still poor. A person with money but no wisdom will lose it. That's why before we talk about building a financial future, we must build a foundation of wisdom and discipline. Your routine is your preparation. If God opened a door for you tomorrow, would you be ready to walk through it? Or would you still be trapped in old habits, unable to sustain the blessing He wants to give you? The answer lies in what you do today, the secret of those who grow in every area. There's a clear distinction between people who grow consistently and those who stay stuck year after year. It's not luck, it's not just talent, it's not even intelligence, it's discipline and consistency. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they lack the ability to stick to the right principles long enough to see results. The truth is, what you do consistently will always produce more results than what you do occasionally. Proverbs 10:4 says, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." Notice the pattern. Diligence brings wealth. Laziness brings lack. There is no in-between. Many people pray for financial breakthrough. They ask God for more money, more opportunities, more influence. But the real question is, are they prepared to manage what they are asking for? Let's talk about one of the most successful men in the Bible, Joseph. Joseph had dreams of greatness, but before he ever saw those dreams come true, he spent years developing a mindset of excellence. Whether he was a slave in Potiphar's house or a prisoner in Pharaoh's dungeon, he worked with diligence. He didn't wait until he was in a palace to act like a leader. He carried the discipline of a king, even when he was in a prison. And that's why, when his moment of opportunity came, he was ready. God promoted him because his daily habits had already shaped him into the kind of person who could handle promotion. Now think about your own life. You say you want financial success. But do your habits reflect that desire? You say you want to be closer to God. But do your daily actions reflect that? You say you want to be successful. But are you willing to do what success requires? Here's something most people won't tell you. Your daily discipline is what determines your destiny. The reason most people struggle with money isn't because they don't earn enough. It's because they lack discipline in how they manage what they earn. That's why Proverbs 21:20 says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." In other words, the wise build wealth while the foolish consume everything they have. This is why so many people, even those who make good money, never feel like they have enough. They spend impulsively, they don't budget, they chase luxury before they build a foundation of stability. And then, when financial pressure comes, they blame their income instead of looking at their habits. But here's the good news. If your habits got you into financial struggle, better habits can get you out. The key to growing in every area, your faith, your finances, your personal development, is consistency in the right things. It's not about occasional bursts of motivation. It's about small, daily, intentional actions that compound over time. Think about a tree. It doesn't grow overnight. It starts with a seed. Then it requires water, sunlight, and time. But as long as the right conditions are in place, growth is inevitable. The same applies to your life. So if you want to be successful, spiritually, financially, and personally, you don't need a one-time miracle. You need the discipline to do the right things every single day. And if you're getting value from this, make sure to like this video so that more people can hear this life-changing message. How to build a powerful routine. Most people think success is about big, dramatic moments, winning the lottery, getting a surprise promotion, or stumbling upon the perfect opportunity. But in reality, success is built in the small, unseen moments of daily discipline. The truth is, your routine either prepares you for greatness or guarantees your failure. There is no neutral ground. What you do in secret determines what God can trust you with in public. Think about David. Before he ever became king, before he ever stood before Goliath, he spent years in the field tending sheep. No audience, no applause, no recognition. But while others overlooked him, he developed skills, built discipline, and remained faithful in the small things. And when the moment came for him to step into his destiny, he was ready. The same applies to your life. Your habits today are shaping the person you will become tomorrow. If you don't take control of your routine, it will control you. So, how do you build a powerful biblical routine that leads to success? 1. Start your day with God. Most people begin their day reacting. They check their phones, get distracted by notifications, and immediately rush into the demands of life. But Jesus himself set a different example. Mark 1:35 says, "Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed." If even Jesus needed quiet time with God to prepare for his day, how much more do we? Starting your day with prayer and the Word gives you clarity, wisdom, and strength. It aligns your mind with God's principles before the chaos of the world tries to pull you in a different direction. 2. Structure your priorities. Many people feel overwhelmed because they let life happen to them instead of deciding how they will live. But Proverbs 16:3 gives us a key principle. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. A successful person doesn't just react to life. They plan their day, set clear priorities, and take control of their time. Here's a simple exercise. Each morning, write down the 3 most important things you need to accomplish. Not 10, not 20, just 3. By doing this, you stay focused on what truly matters, instead of getting distracted by things that drain your energy and attention. 3. Master your money. Before it masters you, money is a tool. It can be a blessing or a burden depending on how you manage it. The Bible is clear. Wealth is built through wisdom and discipline, not just income. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." In other words, financial success isn't about how much you make. It's about how wisely you manage what you have. Here are 3 simple but powerful money habits that can change your financial future. Tithing and generosity. When you honor God with your finances, he blesses your stewardship, saving and investing. Wealth isn't built overnight. It's built through consistent, disciplined planning. Avoiding impulsive spending. If you don't control your money, your desires will control you. 4. Guard your mind and surroundings. What you allow into your mind will determine how you think, and how you think determines the life you build. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." If you constantly consume negativity, distractions, and unhealthy influences, your mindset will reflect that. But if you intentionally surround yourself with wisdom, positive influences, and biblical principles, your mind will shift, and so will your results. Evaluate your environment. Who are you listening to? What kind of content are you feeding your mind with? Your surroundings will either push you forward or hold you back. 5. Stay consistent, even when it's hard. One of the biggest reasons people fail to see results is inconsistency. They start strong but give up when they don't see instant success. But Galatians 6:9 reminds us, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Building a powerful routine isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. You won't always feel motivated. You won't always feel like sticking to the plan. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. The successful stay committed even when it's inconvenient. Your habits create your future. Your routine determines your results. And if you apply these biblical principles daily, your life will begin to shift in ways you never imagined. Share this with someone who needs it. Most people live life waiting for a big breakthrough, believing that one day something will magically change their circumstances. But the truth is, change doesn't come from waiting, it comes from applying wisdom daily. Think about the difference between the wise and the foolish builders in Matthew 7:24-27. Jesus said that the wise man built his house on the rock, while the foolish man built his house on the sand. When the storm came, only one house remained standing. The difference wasn't in the storm, the difference was in the foundation. And that's exactly how life works. Two people can experience the same challenges. One will crumble and the other will rise. The difference, the habits, disciplines, and wisdom they built their life upon. You might know someone who is struggling right now. Someone who feels stuck in life, constantly worrying about money, stressed about their future, or unsure of what steps to take next. Maybe they've tried everything but can't seem to break out of the cycle. Here's the truth. Sometimes all it takes is one piece of wisdom to change everything. Proverbs 11:25 says, "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." So, here's what you can do. Send this message to someone who needs it. Because when you share wisdom, you're not just helping someone else. You're aligning yourself with a biblical principle that leads to abundance. If you've gained even one valuable insight from this, don't keep it to yourself. Pass it forward, and you might be the reason someone else begins their journey to transformation. The choice that changes everything. Now take a deep breath and ask yourself one question. What will your life look like 1 year from now if you keep living the way you do today? Will you be stronger, wiser, and in a better financial position? Or will you still be stuck in the same patterns, facing the same struggles, wondering why nothing has changed? The truth is, your life will not change by accident. It will only change by intention. God has given us the blueprint. He has shown us through His Word that discipline leads to abundance, wisdom leads to prosperity, and faithfulness leads to favor. But He won't force you to apply these principles. That choice is yours. Deuteronomy 30:19 says, "I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children may live." Success is not about luck. It's about choosing to build your life on principles that work. The principles of God have never failed, and they never will. So the real question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you ready to wake up every day and commit to the right habits, even when it's hard? Are you ready to take control of your money rather than letting money control you? Are you ready to put God first, trusting that when you align with His wisdom, He will open doors no one else can open? The choice is yours. But if you're serious about change, don't let this just be another message you hear and forget. Start today. Apply what you've learned and watch how everything shifts. And before you go, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on powerful, life-changing insights like this. And one more thing, watch the video that's on the screen right now. It dives even deeper into how to apply these principles to your finances and your faith. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs it. Because sometimes, one moment of wisdom is all it takes to change a life.